11.9. Slower than you normally are.
Brothers Jordan and Justin Rosepilot grew up side by side, competitive, close, and always pushing each other forward. Whether on the water, on the field, or on the job, their bond has always been unshakable.
I mean, it was hard. Like, we had our days for sure. There was good days and there was bad days. Some days we got along very well. We did everything together, and then there were some days where we couldn't stand each other. And,
He was a pain in the butt.
He was a pain in the butt too. We just kind of had our ups and downs, but he's kind of like a permanent built-in best friend, you know what I mean?
Sunday lunches were more than a family tradition. They were lessons in line work. Listening to their uncle and granddad trade stories at the table, Jordan and Justin began to picture themselves one day carrying on the same family trade.
So my earliest memory of seeing them is, I would say it would be just my uncle. My grandpa, he retired on my first birthday, so I don't really remember anything about that. But my uncle, I do remember him like bringing the bucket truck home. And also, I thought it was very interesting, like when we would be at Sunday lunch and he would get a phone call and just have to go straight to work because he got a trouble call, which is pretty cool.
Behind the pride of being a line worker is the sacrifice. Long hours, missed dinners, moments with families cut short by the sound of a phone call. It's the part of line work many never see, but families like the Rosepilots and the Corbetts know this all too well.
One of the things that's part of our job is a call out. We also help on mutual aid. So there'll be times that you're at family dinners or just at events, out to dinner with your own family, immediate family, and the phone rings and you got to go to work. Somebody's lights are out. My wife's birthday is September 5th and our anniversary is September 21st. And I can't tell you the number of birthdays and anniversaries that I've missed because it's right in the middle of storm season, whether it be local afternoon thunderstorms and being on call, or having to go out of town for a hurricane to hit. So there are a lot of sacrifices that you have to make. It's part of the job. It takes a little bit for your family to understand at first, but after a while they come to grips with it and understand that, that's what you do and that's one of the sacrifices you make.
And knowing that they sat around the table and listened to Michael and I talk line work is pretty amazing because there's so many conversations that go on at this table. Some good, some not so good. But to know that they were listening to us, that does my heart good. Because Michael and I talked a lot of line work at this table. And usually we sit across from each other so we can talk and they sit on the other end. To know that they were paying attention, it does my heart good.
So knowing that my influence had a part in them wanting to do line work, again, it makes me feel prideful, but it's also a little scary because it is a dangerous job. I think we have a really good apprenticeship, which teaches the apprentices how to become linemen and work safe. But it is dangerous, and at the end of the day, you just want everyone to go home safe.
Before the bucket trucks and climbing gear, there was baseball. Jordan and Justin played their entire lives and even had their eyes set on college and pro ball, with uncle and granddad coaching them along the way. From discipline and teamwork to mental toughness, the lessons from the field still shape the linemen they are becoming.
Growing up my whole life, I've always wanted to play professional baseball. That's all we lived around was baseball every single weekend, every afternoon. But going into my senior year, I had a couple offers, and I was considering going to play college baseball, and that's all I've ever been taught. So a couple months before I graduated, I decided I didn't want to go play college baseball anymore. I was ready to start working. Every afternoon after school, I was digging into either four-wheelers or a truck or something. So I like doing a bunch of stuff with my hands. Like, I was not the type to sit inside. I didn't like none of that. So I decided to not go play college baseball. Had to break the bad news to my mom, and she was very upset, but she's got over it now.
When I found out that they were going to pursue line work as an occupation, I was happy. I was concerned. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of line work, and the good is really good, and the ugly is really ugly, So I had concerns, but at the end of the day, I know their work ethic, and I know they'll probably do a pretty good job.
Whether it's baseball or line work, the formula is the same. Teamwork, discipline, communication. It's not just about talent. It's about trust, precision, and having your teammates back.
One of the biggest things for sure is being on time. Always be on time. You always had that with baseball. Communication is really key with baseball and line work. Teamwork's another good one, and just giving everything 110%. Don't half anything. Do it the right way. Do it one time and be done.
The Rose Pilers also carry the legacy of a world champion. Their Uncle Mike once stood at the very top of the line work world, and his example continues to inspire Jordan and Justin to aim higher.
I mean, it was definitely a good feeling, like being able to run around school and say, my uncle's world champion, you know. But looking at it now, it's like back in the day, I didn't really know what he had won, you know what I mean? I just seen the belt buckle and pictures and stuff like that. So it was cool seeing all that, but now being able to look at it, how I can look at it now and see what he did to win and his partners and all that, it's definitely a good feeling to be able to say that he's a world champion and he worked hard and succeeded.
Yeah, it's cool. Like you said, I didn't really know what it meant. I just knew what he was. I just heard the, title for it, but I had no clue what it was till now. And now that I'm out climbing poles and working for JA, I know how hard it is and how competitive it is, especially in the rodeo. So it's pretty cool that he was able to win that.
Being a lineman isn't just a career for this family, it's a legacy. For Jordan and Justin, every climb, every call out, and every day in the trade carries the weight of pride passed down through generations.
It's pretty cool. There's a lot of pressure with it, especially hearing stories of my uncle and how good he is, and he's a world champion, and so it brings a lot of pressure, but it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's definitely a cool legacy to carry on, because it's nice to be able to sit down and communicate and talk to my uncle and my granddad about line work and what they did back in the day and how we do it nowadays and stuff like that. But it definitely, like Hunter said, it's hard for sure because you get compared to a lot.
I think it comes with that, but also I think they will be successful because they do have that feeling, you know what I mean? And that was one thing that drove me when I was an apprentice, is I didn't want anyone to say, oh, well, you know, his dad was a good lineman, but, you know, he just got here because of his last name. I didn't want anybody to have that stigma on me. So I think that gives you a drive to want to be the best.
In the end, it's not just about the work. It's about the lessons that last a lifetime. For Jordan and Justin, the greatest gift from their uncle and granddad isn't the trade. It's the values that shape the men they are today.
Treat people how you want to be treated, and teamwork.
Give everything you got, 110%. Treat people how you want to be treated, and just give it your all.
The greatest legacy isn't just the poles climbed or the hours worked. It's knowing the next generation will carry it forward. For Mike Jr. and Mike Sr., the hope is that Jordan and Justin love the work, stay safe, and find the same family in JA that they did.
To enjoy what they're doing, to be successful in what they're doing, and to be safe. I want them to be able to retire from JA the same as my dad did, the same as I look forward to doing, and just enjoying what they're doing.
Line work was a lifestyle for me that built a family outside of my other family. And the day I retired, I told them I was leaving part of my family behind. And that's the hard part. You're leaving lifelong relationships behind.